In this video, we're going to cover some of the basics of Google Docs and how do you start a new Google Doc, how do you share it with someone, and how do you rename it as you're working on it. So to get started, how do we start a new Google Doc? In my opinion, there's two pretty simple ways to do that. The first is using the actual Google Docs app. So if I go to my app launcher here and I click on Google Docs, it's going to start the actual app and it's going to allow me to create a blank document, or I can choose from any of the templates just by clicking this plus sign or choosing one of these templates. There's even more here. You can also see that here are all the Google Docs that I have in my drive. I lose my folder structure when I'm in this view, but it does put it in there by date. So it really depends on how you prefer to manage all of your files. I prefer to actually start things through my drive. The reason for that is I use a lot of folders in my organizational system. So by using Drive, I can actually tell where I want the document to be created. So if I want to create a document, let's say in this technology professional development folder, I can start here and maybe I'm going to create a document and it's one-to-one rollout. I can create a new document by going new Google Doc, and it's going to be in this folder for me right away. Whereas if I was to create it from here, from the actual app, it's not going to go into a specific folder. It would just go out into my drive with all these random files that I could potentially have in my drive. So it's really up to you whether you like to create it through the actual app here, or if you like creating it through your drive. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a quick Google Doc in this folder by going new and Google Docs. It opens a brand new tab. I still have my drive there. Here's my Google Doc coming up. It's untitled right now. The same thing would have happened if I would have hit this plus sign. I would have still ended up right here. So I've got a blank document right now. I probably want to change the title of it, so I can just click here. So I'm just going to call this one testing. And I'm not going to get too much into all the different buttons and things in Google Docs because it's pretty familiar to us. It looks a lot like Word, and we've got other videos down the line. What I do want to talk about quickly, though, is how you share something with someone. So if I'm working on this document and I need to share it with a teammate or a student or whoever, I click share, and I'm literally typing in their name. So if I want to share this document with Google Training, I can do that, and I get to decide what level of access Google Training has on this document. Can they edit? Can they just comment, or can they view? And there's different reasons you would use those. Edit is you're giving them full rights to change anything they want. Commenting allows them to make comments, but they can't make changes. And they can also suggest changes, but they can't truly make them in that. And then view is strictly view only. So they can't even comment. It's just they're looking at that document. So to share this with Google Training, and I want Google Training to be able to edit, I hit send, and I've now shared it with Google Training, and Google Training could work on this document with me at the same time if they wanted, or basically whenever they need to work on it. So hopefully this helps with the very basics. Keep watching the videos as we go into Google Docs in more detail.